Hey guys, I hope you guys are smiling up a storm today. They just announced that they are looking at 10 cards in Hearthstone that they want to nerf. They haven't announced which cards they are going to nerf yet. They haven't announced what the nerfs are going to be, but I just want to take a look at the 10 cards, see what kind of changes they could make if we think it's going to happen, just for fun. This isn't for sure, this isn't it's going to happen, this is just maybe. The first card on the chopping block that might get nerfed, might is Call to Arms. It's a 4-mana paladin card, and it says recruit 3 minions that cost 2 or less. This is one of the strongest cards ever printed in Hearthstone. People are calling it the strongest card. It's just really good right now. It's played in Even Paladin. It's one of the main cards in Even Paladin. It's played in Murloc Paladin. Hell, it's played in every Paladin deck that can have it, aside from Odd, of course. So what kind of changes are we looking at with this card? The first thing I thought about, guys, is just giving it 1 more mana cost. So instead of the 2-cost minions costing 6, they cost 5 now, and they go directly onto your board. The downside is you don't have placement on them, so it's okay. It's kind of better, actually. But the problem is it's played so heavily in Even Paladin that it wrecks the whole deck. I'm not a pro player. I can't tell you for sure if it's going to still see play Even Paladin if this does get changed to 5 mana. But I don't think so. I think the only place it'll be played in is in Murloc Paladin still, because it's still a very strong card then. The other thought, though, is it only recruits 2 minions. That's possible. 2 minions that cost 2 for 4 mana. It thins out your deck still. It puts them right onto the battlefield. Okay, that's a possibility also, but I actually like someone's post on Reddit the most. They did it so it's like an echo card, you guys. I think this is the smartest way to do it. So if you have 4 mana, you can play it twice. If you have 6 mana, you play it 3 times. If you have 8 mana, you can play it 4 times. I like this idea. I really do. I think this is the smartest way to do it. At the end of the day, no, still stupid. At the end of the day, it's going to get nerfed. This is one of the main cards I think is going to get nerfed. Don't be shocked or surprised. If you want to craft it, it's still safe because you will still get the dust back in full, but this card is getting nerfed. The next card's one I didn't think really about nerfing, but it is a very strong card, and that's Kobold Librarian. This card is a 1-cost, 2/1. It's for Warlock, and its battle cry is deal 2 damage to your self and draw a card. I don't know, something like that. I don't know if this card's actually going to get nerfed, but if it does, I think what's going to happen is it just turns into a 1/1. This is a very strong card. Not only is it a 2-attack body on 1, but you also draw a card too. It's a great card. I never even thought about it being nerfed, but it makes sense they're looking into it at least. If anything, it's going to just be a 1/1, or I could see them also changing it to a 2/2 and it costing 2, but I think they want to keep it a 1-cost minion. So I think if they do make a change, it's just going to turn its body into a 1/1, and I think that's a safe play. Safe play? Who says that? A 1950s boy? Oh, that's a safe play. That's not even a 1950s voice, geeks. I'm an idiot. I'll be the first to tell you that. Idiot. A lot of the frustration right now with the current meta, and I get it, is cheating out high-cost minions in the middle of the game way before the turn they're supposed to come out. And Spiteful Summoner does that so well. Spiteful Summoner is a 6-cost minion. It's neutral. It's a 4/4. Its battle cry reads, reveal a spell from your deck, summon a random minion with the same cost. It's really crazy right now because there's only 5 minions that cost 10 in Hearthstone right now, and they're all fairly good. It's either you get an 8/8, a 7/14, or a 12/12. When the old gods were around, you had a chance to get some really crappy cards, so it wasn't so overpowered. But right now in the current meta, because there's only 5 10-cost minions, it's ridiculous right now. So they really do have to nerf this card. I like Spiteful Druid. I do like playing it. I don't play it often anymore currently, but it is a very good deck. At the European playoffs, though, it was the worst performing deck, which is actually pretty interesting, yet we're seeing a lot of people still bringing it to the North America HCT Summer Playoffs. So it's kind of interesting that it's still getting played, and it just shows you how good that deck actually is. The reason they really do have to nerf this card, you guys, is because it's going to put a damper on any cards that come out with 10 cost. So the ways around this, you guys, the ways we're going to talk about this, there's a couple of ways, and one of them is you change Spiteful Summoner to a 1/1 or a 2/2, say, because right now if you get that 12/12 body, you also get a 4/4, so you get 16/16 stats for 6 mana, and that's ridiculous. Now yes, getting 13/13 stats for 6 is just as good, but at least you only have to worry about one card instead of both cards, because a 4/4 is still a very hefty minion. The other thing you can do is reveal a spell and summon a minion up to that mana cost. So if you reveal UI, you get up to a 10 cost minion. It's very RNG heavy. I don't think I like it. I don't think that's the way to do it. The other option now, I think it's a little better. Reveal a spell in your deck, transform it into a minion, and put it on the board. So if you get UI, you pretty much use it up. You're transforming that UI into a minion and putting it on the board. I like this, because now you're down a UI. And UIs are very important in Druid right now, or say if you're doing it with Mage, your Pyroblast are very important. So I like this way that they're going to try to handle it. I don't know how they're going to go around and fix this card. Don't get me wrong, I have no clue, but I'm thinking it's either that way or making Spiteful into like a 1/1, a very weak body. I don't think they're going to make the flavor text up to. I think them using up that spell is more of a, like, it also makes that have a downside to it too, because right now it's just a win-win. It's a very overpowered card, and if you play it right on turn 6, it's an automatic win. I know, guys, I know I'm gonna get a lot of people, it's not an automatic win. No, you're right, it's not an automatic win, but a 16/16 on turn 6 really does swing the pendulum in your favor. It doesn't matter how you're looking at it, you guys. It swings it into your favor. You like my voice for the angry Hearthstone person? It's not an automatic win. I don't know, that's how I picture them. A card we're about to talk about I don't think needs a nerf personally, but some people are complaining about it. It is Sunkeeper Tarim. It's a 6 cost, 3/7, and its battle cry is set every other minion's health and attack to 3. Not always is the best way of nerfing something is to add mana to something, so I don't think that's what this one needs, if anything at all. The one thing I could see it changed into is them changing it to a 3/6 instead of a 3/7. Because it has taunt, if they have no way to clear it with a spell or something, they have to trade 3 of their minions into just Sunkeeper Tarim alone because he has taunt. So if they change it, I could see it being a 3/6, but I don't think this is one of the cards that are going to get nerfed. I think they're just saying they're looking at it, but I definitely don't think it's getting nerfed. We need to get a stats page. Once nerfs happen, I want to go back to this video and see which ones I said, I don't think this is going to get changed, and then them be like, it definitely got changed. I'd probably lose. Again, not a pro, just having some fun discussions here. We're looking at a DK hero now, guys, and that's Blood Reaver Gul'dan, one of the most powerful DK hero cards in the game, and rightfully so, guys. It changes your hero power to deal 3 damage and heal for 3, and you also get to summon any demon that was destroyed this game. I actually don't know how to really change this card. Changing it from dealing 2 damage and healing 2 damage only, I don't know, because that is quite a good hero power. Deal 3, heal for 3, that's pretty intense, so maybe they'll nerf that to 2. The other thing is resummon all the demons you played this game, because the big problem with this card is you get to cheat out minions in Warlock now. Because Void Daddies and Doomsayers are cheated out so much, you just get 3 Void Lords back if you cube them. You know, it's just unbelievable the things you can do now with Blood Reaver Gul'dan. So To fix this, one thing I could see is that they say, you know, they change it, the flavor of the text to say, resummon all the demons you played this game. So if you cheated it out, it doesn't count. Again, not sure if that's going to be feasible or possible, but we'll see. This card, I honestly don't have a clue on how to change it. I would love your opinion. If you guys want to put in the comments how you would change Blood Reaver Gul'dan, please let me know. That's the problem with nerfing cards, you guys, is it's really difficult to nerf a card, make it still playable, and not just nerf it so that no one ever plays it again. Also, you guys, I want to point out that Void Lord is not on this list anywhere. That's pretty crazy, right? A lot of other cards, but Void Lord, nowhere to be seen. Staying on the topic of Warlock, you guys, and nerfing, say, Q Block, Control Lock, there's two more cards that are might be getting nerfed for Warlock, and that's Dark Pact and Possessed Villager. We're just going to talk about one card at a time though, you guys, and that's going to be Possessed Villager, and its death rattle is Recruit a Demon. It's a 5-cost 2/2 Warlock card. This is what started the whole shebang, the whole Q block thing, guys, is because what happens is you play this on 5, and say you have coin, you coin Dark Pact this, and either a Void Daddy comes out or a Doom Guard comes out. Again, the whole cheating out a minion in the meta mechanic, this is what started it all off. Or at least this is what made it popular. Okay, now the ways we can change this maybe. Again, I don't like doing it, but changing it to a 6-cost, maybe a 7-cost minion. So say we switch it to 6 and then you coin, or you have to wait till turn 7 to Dark Pact it. Okay, that's a way to fix it. The other way to nerf this card is a way that would kill Q block for sure, but it's a possibility. You never know, you guys, and that is just death rattle, discover a demon, and put it into the battlefield. So instead of you being able to only play Doom Guard and Void Daddies in your deck, so they only put those out onto the battlefield, now you do have a choice of 3, but they could be 3 crappy minions. If a card has to get nerfed out of either of these cards, I think it is Dark Pact, you guys. Dark Pact is a spell for Warlock. It's a 1-cost, destroy a friendly minion, and restore 8 health to your hero. Now, of course, there's ways of just adding mana to this. It's our go-to here, it seems like, right? We can just add mana to it, make it a 2 or a 3-cost card. Okay, all said and done. That's not the way that they're gonna do it, though, I know that. The second way they can do this is leave it the same with destroying any minion, but you only heal for, say, 4. That's where this card gets very OP, I think. Isn't the cheating out a minion part? We've been dealing with that forever, and we know to keep a Spellbreaker in our hand in case that Void Daddy comes out, or maybe that Doom Guard's coming very shortly. It's the fact that it heals also for 8. That's a significant amount of health. That's almost a third of your starting health, and because you run 2 of these, you're going to be healing most likely for 16, which is over half your starting health in the period of a game. So maybe with changing this to heal for 4, that's more of a safe nerf. It's still good, you can still cheat out your minions, but you're not healing for such a great amount of health. The other way to nerf this, you guys, and I don't see them doing this, is destroy a random friendly demon so that he can't destroy Possessed Lackey. So this way you have to kill off Lackey another way, which is either trading into your opponent's minions or, you know, defiling or hellfiring it. I think this is another good way also. I like this because then if your opponent only has 1/1s or you don't have that defile and hellfire, then you kind of have to figure out how to kill it off the natural way instead of the cheating way. We're gonna see which way they choose, but I think definitely this is the card that they're going to nerf, not Possessed Lackey. But again, let's get that chart out and see in a month if I was right or I was wrong. You might see a pattern here, you guys, and that's Warlock getting nerfed, because the next card we're going to talk about is Doom Guard. I don't think really a lot of people thought this card was in the running to get nerfed, since it's already kind of has a downside to it, if you think about it, right, guys? So what it is it's a 5-cost minion. It's a 5/7 with charge, but its battle cry is discard 2 random cards from your hand. So this card already has a downside to it. That's why it was always an okay card. Like, no one really complained about this card. But now people are complaining about it because it gets cheated out and you don't have the downside to it. So let's talk about a couple of ways that we can talk about nerfing this. And I am not sure at all, guys. The one thing I can see it being nerfed at is it just being a 5/5 with charge. And then I was also thinking about maybe just letting it have rush instead. So it can't attack your face first. It can only attack a minion right away. This is probably the way, if they're going to nerf it, it's going to be is instead of charge, it'll have rush. But it's kind of dumb because eventually this card is, or sorry, not this card, but eventually the whole possessed lackey thing will cycle out, and then this card is kind of just a meh card. So I don't see them doing the charge thing. I think that would be a very stupid thing because this card is just then very much neutered. I think what they should be doing is either making it a 5/5 or changing, like I said, Dark Pact or Possessed Lackey. The next one we're gonna have to talk about is kind of a unique situation, you guys, because the next one we're going to talk about is Baku Paladin hero ability. So they're not talking about nerfing Baku itself. They want to keep that how it is. They want to nerf Paladin's hero ability if you do use Baku in your deck. So if you do have odd Paladin deck with Baku in it, your hero ability becomes, instead of for 2 you summon a 1/1/1, it's you tap for 2 and you summon 2 1/1s. I only see one way of changing this, you guys. I would love your opinion if there's another way of changing it, but the only way in my head that I could see them changing it is you summon a 2/2 instead of 2 1/1s. Is there any other way? It should still count as a Silverhand recruit for sure, but I think the way of handling this is you only summon a 2/2 instead of 2 1/1s. That's all I get. That's the only thing I can see, you guys. Right? Yeah, I think so. I think that's the only way. Okay, the final card we're talking about, guys, is one that actually already has gotten nerfed, and that is Quest Rogue. So originally Quest Rogue was play 4 of the same named minion and you get Crystal Core, and then it got nerfed to play 5 of the same named minion and then get the Crystal Core, and now they're looking at it again. So again, the only thing I'm thinking is there's 2 ways here. Let's think about it. There's 2 ways to nerf it. Oh, text message. Sorry about that. There's 2 ways to nerf it, you guys, and that is 1 for it to be 6 minions you have to play of the same name, or the second, Crystal Core, instead of turning them into 5/5s, they turn all into, say, 4/4s or 3/3s. I think 3/3s nerfing it way too hard. 4/4, okay, and the 6 name minions, maybe. If I was a betting man and I was thinking, how are they going to nerf this? If they do, I think they're going to go the way of making it cost 6 minions of the same name and not nerfing the 5/5 body thing. But I think if they nerfed it again, that's pretty much them saying they effed up royally, and I don't think they're going to do that. But then again, Quest Rogue is very dominant right now, and I'm not going to say very dominant, but it's dominant enough that they are worried about it. But I still don't think that it is super OP. I think it's still a deck you can win against, not easily, but you can still win against them. I still do, but it's for that control game, right? Because the problem is if you play any control deck against Quest Rogue, chances are they are going to win. It's just they've got so many resources, and now with the new Vicious Scalehide, it's just so dominant and gets you so much life back that it's getting ridiculous. So if I was a betting man, it's going to be 6 minions instead of 5. But I think that's pretty much Hearthstone saying, hey, we goofed up hard. We goofed up really. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. It means a lot to me. It was a longer video, I know. But again, guys, we're not pros. We're not nobodies. We're just having fun, a good discussion. So please, if there's anything you want to add to the comments, please do. If you guys think there's another way to nerf something, I would love to hear it. This was just meant to get a discussion going, and I think it will. So thank you guys so much for being here. Remember, I do stream 5 days a week on Twitch TV, and I've got a whole bunch of other videos right here you guys can check out. Thank you so much, you guys, and remember to smile up a storm this week. See you guys later.